Hi guys, Mr. Whelan, solutions to the week 11 homework here. Okay, so we'll get cracking with that straight away. All right, as always, I'll try and tell you what I'm doing as I go along. So 0.03 as a fraction. Okay, well that's in the hundredths column, so it's dead easy. That's going to be 3 hundredths. Okay, right, 4,578 correct to the nearest hundred, so it's the 5 I'm looking at for the rounding. Okay, the 7 means that we're closer to 4,600 than 4,500, so it's 4,600. 7,000 litres being changed into millilitres. I know that 1 litre is 1,000 millilitres because milli means thousandth. Okay, not that I can spell it usually. So I know that 7 litres then is going to be 7 lots of 1,000, so it's going to be 7,000 millilitres. Okay, right, so 1/5 as a percentage. Remember, percentages are out of 100, so all I've got to do to turn a fraction into a percentage is convert it into a fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay. So I'm going to multiply through by 20, I'm going to multiply through by 20 again, so we're going to get 20 over 100, which will be the same as 20%. And there you are, that's the first 4 questions in the bag, okay? So coming over then guys, question 5, we've got a list of numbers here. I'm asked to write down a prime number, so the only number that's going to be prime is 5, all the others are even except 9, and 9 is 3 threes. A square number then, remember we should know our square numbers up to 15 squared. 9 is 3 squared, so 9 is the square number. And then the only one that's got a factor of 10 is 20, so the multiple of 10 is 20, okay? If you struggle with these multiple questions, guys, just start writing out the list of multiples, okay? And then you'll see, oh, there's the one that's in my list, okay? Cool. Question 5 done, guys. Quite normal, quite standard, those sort of things, okay? Right, question 6, okay? So here are the first 4 terms of a sequence. Write down the next term in the sequence. So if I look at this, what's happening every time is that we're taking away 4, okay? So the next term in the sequence is going to be 1 take away 4, which is -3, okay? So I'm just going to pop that one straight in there. Explain how you got your answer. I'm just going to say what happened, okay? I took 4 away from 1. Now, that's what I did. I need to explain why I did it, okay? And the answer there is going to be because it goes down by 4 each time, okay? Or you could say 4 is the term-to-term rule, okay? That would be the correct mathematical term. The 10th term of the sequence, guys, there's 2 ways of doing this. You're going to work out the nth term. If you do that, guys, all right, and then just put 10 in, that's fine. I'm not going to do it that way. It's only 10 terms. So I'm just going to sit there and go, okay, well, I know the first 5 terms, so I've just got to take away 4 5 more times. So -7, -11, okay, -15, okay, -19, okay, and then finally -23. So the 10th term is -23. If you did work out the nth term, guys, okay, you'd end up with -4n add 17, okay. I put 10 into that, I get -40 add 17, and I'd still get 23 out. And remember, you're putting in the n is 10 for the 10th term, okay? Oh, sorry, -23. It doesn't matter which way we do this, all right? Question 7, 5 times f times g times 3. Okay, so I'm going to deal with the 2 numbers first to get the coefficient. The coefficient is 15. I can't do anything else with the letters other than say they're there. A tip for these, try and leave them in alphabetical order. It makes it easier to mark, okay? With B, it's a law of indices questions. Remember, just k has really got a power of 1, so it's k to the power of 1. So k times 1 times k to the 1 times k squared. I can just add those 3 powers together, and I will get k to the 4. All right? Again, nice, simple question, okay? And we just worked straight through that one, all right? Anybody got any questions there? Okay, please do ask one of us, all right? It is just laws of indices. The Sparks revision is quite good for that. Right, going over then. Question 11. Expand and simplify. X take 3 multiplied by x take squared. So it's expand and then simplify. I've got 2 command words, so I have to do 2 things. So when we expand, guys, easiest way to expand, use an area model or a multiplying grid, whichever way you want to think of it. Okay, so I'm going to have x subtract 3 in the top, and I'm going to have x subtract 6 in the bottom. So x times x is x squared, -3 times x is -3x, -6x, negative times negative is +18. Be careful that you get your negatives right, and also, for some reason, people always just add the numbers on that last one. Don't be that person. Remember, this is a multiplying grid, okay? So x squared take 3x take 6x, plus 18, all right, and then to simplify, those are the only 2 terms that gather together because they're the only 2 that are the same. So x squared take 9x plus 18 for my final answer. Okay. So question 12 then, we have a little bit of standard form here, okay? So write 7.2 times 10 to the negative 4 as an ordinary number. Okay, so what that means is that's currently in the units column. It's going to move. Now, because it's negative 4, I know it's going to be a small number. So that's going to move 4 places to the right, that's 7, okay? So the 7 is going to go 1, and then imagine 2, 3, 4. So you're going to end up with 0.00072. Okay, don't count zeros, count movements of the unit digit, okay? So this one here, if I'm going to write 620,400 in standard form, well, the first bit has got to be 6.204 because I've got to keep those digits. This one, this 6, has then got to end up there because it's now in the units to be standard form, because this bit has got to be between 1 and 10. So it's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So it's going to be times 10 to the 5, okay? The last one then, I've got this, okay, you might see these sometimes with brackets around the standard form numbers, just so you can tell where one starts and one doesn't. I could try and type this in all in one hit to my calculator. I'm not going to, okay? What I am going to do is I'm going to work out the bottom bit first, okay? So hopefully you can see this, what I'm going to do, all right? I'm going to type in 2.5 times 10, and now it's going to put the 6 in there in the power. Just press the right key so it comes out again. Times 3.5, okay, the times 10 to the button again. Now to get the negative for the negative 8, okay, press shift, then press your subtract key, and you'll see you've got like a little negative there with brackets around it. That's what we need for that, okay? So negative 8, all right, you can't see that because of the light there. I've got 7/80ths. Now, I don't quite like that. I'm just going to turn it into a decimal, so it's a bit easier for me to write down. And again, even though this is a calculated question, I am doing this by making sure I write down what I did. This could be a non-calculated question, okay, quite happily, guys. I think it'd be worth a few more marks in places, just because of the decimal multiplying and dividing. So what I'm now going to do is I'm now going to do 8.4 times 10 to the 5 divided by my last answer. So on my screen, 8.4 times 10 to the power of 5, okay, divided by, all right, and my answer key is here. So I'm just going to hit that. Out it pops. Now, when they write these, guys, I should say when we write these, because I am an examiner, if we want you to convert, we will rig it so the answer is not one your calculator will give you in standard form. So what I'm thinking is that's 9.6, and again, that 9 digit has got to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 places to end up in the units column again. So it's 9.6 times 10 to the 6. Other way of recognising that, guys, it's 9 million. 9 million is just times 10 to the 6, okay? Cool. Right, let's have a look then, okay? Question 13, all right? So question 13, we've kind of had on my print off anyway, I've had the equation trimmed off the top, so I'm just going to do that so that we can see it. So I'm asked to complete the values for y equals x squared plus 2x take 5. Just a reminder when you do these, guys, okay, I'm substituting in. I am just putting that value of x into this rule to get that y value, okay? So that's all I have to do for these. With the negatives, if you're not convinced it's right, put your negative numbers in brackets, okay? And then your calculator will definitely be getting it right, okay? So the answers you should get in that table, guys, if you're working your calculator correctly, all right, and I'm not going to lie, I worked these out earlier so you don't have to sit and watch me type a load in, are 3, -2, -5, -6, -5, -2, and then 3 again, okay? Tips with quadratics, okay, I'm expecting it to go down and then back up, or up and then back down, okay? This one's going down and then back up, and there will be a bit of that table somewhere that is symmetrical, okay? All of this table is symmetrical. By luck, we've been given the symmetrical bit, but there's no rule that says we have to. The other tip is these coordinates will fit on this graph grid. If they don't, you've done something wrong. So -4, 3 goes there. Please use crosses. Don't do what I'm doing. Use a pencil to plot. I'm just using a pen so it's easier for you to see on the screen. -2, -5, okay. -1, -6 goes there. 0, -5 goes there. 1, -2 goes there. And then finally 2, 3 goes there. And we can see that quadratic shape, okay? The other thing that's good about a pencil, guys, a pencil is much better for curved graphs. It just moves across the paper more easily. You can see I've struggled to hit a point there, all right? So would that cost you a mark in the exam? It says in most mark schemes, guys, reasonable attempt, okay? What that means is we want to see that you are trying to hit the points, and we want you to hit most of them, okay? So I'd be giving myself the mark there if I was marking that paper, all right? Then for the last bit, guys, okay, use your graph to estimate the solutions to x squared add 2x take 5 is 1. Well, that bit there is my graph, okay, and if we look at this, the y has been replaced by a 1. So all I'm asking really, guys, is what's x when y is 1 with this? Okay, so if I put that line in there where y is 1, I'll draw 2 lines down to the x-axis, make sure they're as vertical as you can, okay? So I'm going to have, if I look here, I've got negative 3.7, okay? And over here I've got, now this is slightly in the middle, okay? All right, so I could say 1.65. I haven't drawn that very straight. You can see I'm slightly crooked there, okay? So 1.65. There would be a bit of allowance for error, guys, because no two people's graphs are going to be the same there, okay? All right. Hopefully you found that useful, guys, okay? Any questions, do please ask your teachers, all right? And that is the answers to week 11. Thank you.